All right,
And I don't
y'all.
play basketball, so that.
What's up, y'all? It's your man Be On Point here with the Rock Dance Network. As always, trying to bring you the people and the moments that help us both learn and advance the culture. Today, I'm sitting here with two inspirations. We're here to introduce and just to get a little deeper into the story of this brother here. I'm going to introduce Mr. Brian Footwork Green.
Why he say footwork? I hate that, y'all. But go ahead, you go ahead.
Well, let's start right there. How did you? You've been beating me up for 3 days now, so I
have never even touched this man, not once.
Yeah, I can show you the scars. No.
Okay. Okay.
So, how did the name? How did you get that name?
Club. People in the club stuff.
The older cats.
Just dancing. No, just different people.
You didn't say like I don't
different
like that.
Ages. I've been saying this for years now. I don't like it, but it's stuck.
It's a testament.
I guess.
I dig it.
And moving on.
And moving on. Right? I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, but just to establish some awareness for most of the people watching, are going to be a lot of the younger cats. I know you as one of the original innovators of a lot of our freestyle parts of just hip hop culture in general,
clubbing, house dance,
and all of that. So I would just ask for you to introduce to say a person that's never heard of you. How did you get started into dance? I know that your mom has a large influence on you and stuff, but like, what was your first awareness of like, oh, I like this. I'm connected to this. I'm gonna do this.
My mother, rest in peace, was a fabulous dancer in different African dances, salsa as well, hustle, and just straight up grooving and just can get down to music. At the same time, I had an older brother that was into dance. He was actually the full hip hop culture, which Brian is not. So definitely he could do writing, which I later learned his craft. He could MC, could DJ, produce, and he could boogie. So that was a big inspiration. So them two at the same time. And then I saw a video of Bilbo Jangles Robinson. And was always inspired. And then all of a sudden a cousin of mine came home and showed a technique called a paddle and roll. And then that was it. And then I went to church in Harlem as well. 126 in Madison. And that's when I saw at the festivals too much dancing. Too much.
Pat on the row, you said, right?
Paddle and roll with the technique that I saw. So heel brush step, heel brush ball, heel. And it really was all that plus Harlem. Going to church in Harlem was crazy because Harlem is one of the meccas of hip hop culture. And it's just too much goes on there. So you can see African dance, you can see South Latin dance, you can see all these different festivals. Also b-boying and all that, Electric Boogie was there. It was just crazy.
And
he's not in, so
we have a whole nother avenue where we're gonna highlight this brother, but just for the purpose of this, I want to also introduce another super inspiration, Mr. David Shallow, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Won't call him a legend because I've been told not to. We're gonna change that to influence. You know what I'm saying? So Shallow, can you quickly just tell us where you come from and your kind of, as I know you to be a popper, what would you say was your initial dance influence and what made you, like where you're at as a dancer, what you look at that as?
Well, like you said, from Cambridge, Massachusetts, which is right over the bridge from Boston. It's probably like 5 minutes from Boston drive, but my influences were at first, well, of course, later on it was Poppers on Soul Train, but before that it was the Robinauts from Cambridge, from my hometown. It was Kev Lane, Bobby House, Alfie Brown, and it's funny because most of these guys lived where I live now, and there's like two major projects in Cambridge, which they don't show on the map. All they show is MIT and Harvard on the ends, but in between all that, where I grew up in the port, there's Washington Elms and Newtown Court, which is the port. Over here where I'm at now living, I'm at Putnam Gardens, so which is like the opposite side of where I was raised.
Word. That's dope. So Brian, that's a great intro for both of you guys. So we're like super young. You're surrounded by
I so
dancing.
much hate white people. Just want you to know that.
Y'all be prepared for this all interview.
That's
right?
it. Yeah.
It's gonna be all over the place.
That's
Naturalness.
Brian hates white people.
So you have, if I can ask, did you have both parents in your life? Did you have two parents in your life, I should say?
Mostly my mother.
Okay.
But then my grandparents
So
stepped in. No, my grandfather was like the father.
Okay.
So I lived in the house with my mother
Your
and
mom is
grandma.
dancing all day, all the time.
Cooking, dancing, smiling, dancing.
So how did this go from I'm this young kid surrounded by dance to the very next big dance part of your life? What was the next thing?
Never did. It started right there.
But I mean, like, what was the next, like, plateau, you would say? Like, was there something that they put you in that was, like, something consistent?
Well, my mother
you
saw
did,
I was interested in tap.
Okay.
And they put me in a dance school. And it was like in that same year, they saw some gift that Brian didn't care about. Brian was more about just want to dance. You know what I'm saying? Didn't care about that. So they put in dance contests, won second place in dance contests. All of a sudden, dance magazine for kids. It just kept going.
Word.
So
Well,
it was
like,
too fast to say there was a evolution. You know what I'm saying? It was just too fast because it was like ooh 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 ooh. You know, it's like
and
that.
this sounds like you're already kind of freestyling it. Like you have so many different directions of influence. Or
I was just telling Shallow not too long ago, a couple of days ago. Now Brian's doing Brian. Brian never did Brian. Never did. Brian was just more like, hey, love to dance. Hey, you can dance. Hey, let's try to hook up a job for y'all. Let's try to hook up a job for y'all. Let's try to do something for y'all. Let's do an event for y'all. Y'all.
Word.
Now this is the first time Brian's doing something for Brian. So this now is more an interesting journey. So it's almost like remember the old saying, they say you can't do something for people until you help yourself? That's a lie. I have to help people first. Now Brian's helping Brian. You know, so yeah. I can't answer those kind of questions because I don't know what it like. I can answer you probably 5 years from now.
Yeah.
You know, but right now, this is the Brian time.
That's crazy. I hear that.
Yeah. I just love gifted dances.
What was the time period, and what was the thing that connected you to the club scene in New York? Like at what time? When did that start to happen?
Clubs?
Yeah.
12. 1983.
And you're just getting in the club at 12?
We don't want to talk about that. They had a Netflix show called The Get Down. A lot of getting down.
Oh, man. Wow. So moving right along.
Wait, I mean, you can talk about it if y'all want, but y'all know the scenes that they had the pedophilia scenes.
Yeah.
I was one of those kids chased after, and I used it wisely.
Yeah.
So when little Italian men that own the clubs wanted to kiss me on the cheek or do other things, I would take the kiss on the cheek to get in free. I'm smart.
Yeah.
What? My mother kissed me on the cheek. Okay, so now okay, as long as you're not going no further.
Yeah, right.
You high on cocaine and that could get me in the club, good. So in your mind on that cocaine, you think you're doing other things. You get it coming from? But you kissing, you didn't kiss me on the cheek, right? But you might be all excited and I don't know it. I don't have to see that. We're on the line. So I'm smarter than most people. You know? So I just get it.
This is early 80s?
This is 83.
Okay.
First time in a club, actually 83.
What dances are you seeing in the club at this time?
Much respect to Chino. Right? So I said this at another event. I think it was B-Boy Summit, where we were on the panel. And at the time, I was a boogie boy and all that from learning it through Harlem. And then ran into a dance called the Webo.
Okay.
Which used to be a burn move.
Okay.
And then it turned into this big dance style.
This is Chino Davila?
This is Chino, yeah.
I knew this.
And Chino, Chino wipes the floor with a nigga.
He was alright. Just joking, bro.
Yeah, you know he's not. Chino was nice. So,
yes.
Look at that. So,
yes.
Chino was definitely one of the B-boys that transferred over to the next style and stuff.
Word.
And so, it's funny when I said this story at B-Boy Summit, Chino was like, oh, shoot. Like, why'd you admit that? I'm like, because I was a kid. So it was an inspiration to see. I didn't even know that was Chino.
Crazy.
Then seeing him later at B-Boy Summit, oh, you burnt. I can't say burnt me, educated me.
Word.
I was still boogieing. And then he was like, this is the like kind of new dance, the Webo. And I was like, oh, okay, well, okay.
Word.
I can admit I got burnt.
I think I can admit my own ignorance. I slightly have an awareness, but can you explain what boogie is for everybody?
Electric boogie. That's like New York's version of what we thought popping was.
Word.
And so when you watch Soul Train and all that, you have your vision of what you saw in the little edits. You know what I'm saying? We don't have YouTube. The little edits, you see this. Oh, now what am I gonna make out of that? You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like, and so a lot of creativity comes to play.
Word.
And the whole East Coast, down to Boston, Connecticut, all that stuff.
Yeah.
We're known for dancing.
Right.
So you have the creativity of dancing and what you've seen on TV, and then you go outside, you practice with your friends the moves you thought you saw, that you didn't see, that you did saw, that you not saw, you're not sure what you saw.
Right.
And you come up with your own thing, and that's like the short version of Electric Boogie. He can expand on that. Okay?
Yeah, like you said, it was an East Coast thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people from the West Coast came because it was created in the West Coast.
Right.
So when they came here, a lot of the guys from the East Coast tried to mimic what they did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
but so they were spreading their style.
Right, but a lot of but since the music was different, you know, I mean, we played funk out here, but it was more like a party, just party dancing with girls. But East Coast was known for hip hop, like electro.
Word.
So like,
can you give us a couple artists, a couple songs?
Bambaataa, with Planet Rock, Looking for the Perfect Beat. You know, then you had from Europe, you had the Trans Europe Express,
Word.
you know, them stuff like that.
What
So a
about
lot
the
of them,
West
a lot of the music was faster. You know what I mean? Because hip hop was faster than funk.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so who else? Like I said, Bam, and I'm getting like a brain fire right now.
Good.
Who else? Like you listen to like Arcade Funk. Who else? I'm trying to think. Like.
I need Amigo sitting here with you guys. This guy and that guy.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
normally I would like
even
throw
Boston,
off like 10 years.
Even Boston to New York, there's a little difference. That's why I'm quiet, just listening.
Yeah, I want to hear your side too.
And so anyway, so when we tried to mimic the West Coast style, since our music was faster, in order to be on beat, you had to dance to what was playing.
Yeah.
And since they played out, the music that they played over here was faster. Johnson Crew, stuff like that, you know what I mean, during that era. So what happened was it ended up becoming Electric Boogie. Because they couldn't say, oh, you're boogaloo and you're doing that. We couldn't say that because, we were doing what we saw. You know what I mean? And no one really came and said, oh, well, no, you're doing it wrong. You know what I mean? And you can't say it's wrong if, you had street people, street performing and stuff like that.
Established it.
Exactly. And so it just formed Electric Boogie style.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So, this is like 85-ish.
No, we talking about boogie style. We talking about 70s, yeah, for sure, late 70s.
Yeah,
well, I mean, like when
late 70s, early 80s.
Coming into it was still late 70s.
Well, yeah, it's late 70s, early 80s.
Word.
Like when it came to the whole
to the public.
Yeah, like boogie style, like when it became popular. You know?
You might speak to some people from New York. You could say mid 70s, early 70s, depending who you're talking to.
Of course, I'm speaking about Boston. So you know what I mean, and like and you gotta understand. New York's only 4 hours away, so a lot of stuff that we would see on TV that they were doing too over here, we would pick up too. Are
you traveling to New York already at that time?
No, I didn't get to New York till like wow.
Comprehend, that's a rough 4 hours though. Because back in the day it was rough.
No fun while, right?
I mean,
just the 4 or 5 boroughs traveling is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
I went to
it's crazy back
I went
then.
to the Rocksteady anniversary for the first time. That's when it was like early 90s. But I mean, I always followed New York. You know what I mean? Like even when they used to have the block parties with MCs rapping and stuff like that. Like it was all old school stuff, Grandmaster Flash spinning.
Yeah.
Like when we get all because what dudes would do from Boston is they would go to New York and then they'd have Kiss, BLS, and that, and all that, and we'd go out there and we would record the master mixes off the because they used to have like famous DJs like Red Alert and Chuck Chill Out and all those guys, you know, cutting up. And we would record on boxes, and then we'd come back. Everybody would want copies, or they'd try to sell them, and
yeah,
you know,
it's a business right there.
Yeah, it was like, you know, so we'd get all like the hot stuff from them. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Because obviously that's where hip hop was created. So you know, and again, we're only 4 hours away, so
it's not, yeah.
you know, it trickled down to us. You know, and then you know, like, you know, New Jersey's right there, New York, and then Boston. It's all like. Then you got DC, Philly, you know, it's all right there, you know, they're all like in a circle, like a couple hours away, so everybody kind of like had their own version of it, you know.
Dope.
Yeah.
Brian, what were some of the early influences as far as artists, musicians, songs that...
You asking the wrong person, you know why?
Brian
is just into the dance.
They got to hear it. You know
well, no, because there's certain people that... This is something that always bothered me about certain questions. So, you got certain people who went to parties for the girls. Certain people that went to parties to hear the certain music. Know the DJ's names, right? Certain people that went just for the dance. And certain people that went for all of it. Right? So, you're speaking to a kid that was enamored by only dance.
That's crazy.
That's it. So if you ask me,
percentage of people.
If you say play a song, I probably could play one for you. But actually know the artist's name and all that was just not my thing.
So it's the vibe was the.
Yeah, and also because I wasn't from an area like that. I was from more a white area. I was from Bayside. And going to school in Bayside and then Long Island. So I wasn't known from that's not a hip hop culture area. So it was really more like this when I would get around. The hip hop culture, ooh, Soul Train. So, people don't know me. That's really Soul Train. So many niggas, so many spics. Because when I would go home, everybody looked like Shallow. So it was just like kind of like, ooh, hey, you know, it's like a kid in the candy store, like kind of feeling. So people can't comprehend that, and then coming from and then also to be an innovator in the street dance style later, it's probably bizarre for a lot of people coming from the street. Because people used to ask, where you from? Brooklyn? Where you from? No, from Queens. Oh, she gotta be from Queensbridge. No, further out. Bayside, where's Bayside High School? No. What's it? It always says like that. No. No. You and your best friends, all they Irish, Jewish, Italian.
Was your brother as into was he as into
Brother was into it.
Okay.
Brother was heavily into, like I said earlier, the whole culture. Brian is just a dance.
Okay.
So most people, I would go. So for example, we'll go to ballet class, take the tights off, get on the street with people in the cardboard I would see on the floor from, you know, the cardboard from Joffrey's Ballet, right? Then from there, go to a tap class. Go to African dance class. It wasn't one thing for me.
And did your mom ever see that as like my family's Caribbean. My parents were like, get that hip hop out of here. Like,
no, mom was right there with me. Mom was right there.
That's dope.
Mom's right there.
That's dope.
By the hip. Go ahead and catch one into the jaw. You know what I'm saying? Mom was like that.
Dope.
Mom was right there.
So when does...
Rest in peace again. Mom was right there.
House dancing come into this picture?
Later.
How much later?
We say first club was 83, but remember as a kid was going to park jams and all other stuff. So we told him going to park jams around 3-4 with the older brother.
Okay.
So clubs actually, since the house was more a club thing. First time seeing club dance, we called it clubbing. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes freestyle, but you can't confuse it with actually freestyle music. 85, 86.
Okay.
Definite stamp 86.
And what's the dance that's happening in that moment?
For Brian, it's transferring from the Webo freestyle dance to clubbing, aka later on North South dance.
In the lineage, where does loft fit into that? Earlier, later?
You know, that's a term people confuse. So
can you break that down, please?
So loft is supposed to be a club. It's a club called the Loft.
Okay.
And so a lot of people who are not from those eras, certain popular moves that we were watching the videos yesterday, the dive, what they now call the dolphin dive and all that, right? Spinning around and looking, or I call it high. Those are certain, when people watch certain things they weren't really there for, they take what they can comprehend as opposed to taking the full style.
Mm.
So when y'all watch freestyle dances, aka what they call lofters, they all look different. Some look like they're copying Fred Astaire. Some look like they're copying martial arts. Some they're all over the place. So there's no specific style. But one thing they actually did that all of them did was that dive and that kind of airy corkscrew spin down. That's what people took from that later era called house.
Okay.
So that's what people are confusing as lofting. Those
Word.
two moves those two moves can go to this strange feeling when they're running around and all that. And people will just, if you're younger, y'all get into these. People have used to hear older dancers go the G baby, and the G means the garage, and then feel like, well, that's their style. No, that's just a group of people that was there.
Yeah.
Because also in the garage, there's people who did jazz and ballet. They went there too.
Mm-hmm.
And they did those same two basic moves. So lofting is not really a style of dance. It's a certain feel.
Area kind of thing.
Certain feel, certain time.
Word.
And also, they had loft parties. People who partied in lofts. So people.
Word.
And they would go from those parties to other parties and garage and all that. And people would confuse the terms. There's been a heavy confusion on that. Heavy.
This is Manhattan. Was Queens?
Loft parties could be anywhere, but I mean, it could be in Brooklyn, it could be Manhattan, anywhere.
Are you traveling New York? I mean, I know back then you can't really walk block to block.
Well, we did it though. Gotta remember, I'm coming from Bayside. Well, no, already to get to Manhattan is 2 hours.
Word.
2 trains and a bus. A bus and 2 trains.
Word.
Yeah.
So it's like the Warriors movie for you.
Cool. Yes. Sometimes, yes. Especially when finding a club head and dressing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Palazzos and big shoes and looking crazy.
That actually reminds me. I saw this other interview you did where you said something along the lines of like the purpose or something like that of being a dancer battling was to avoid fighting. Can we tangent to that a minute?
Well,
like,
battling, that goes back to b-boying and stuff too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, like I said, again, I'm speaking from Boston perspective.
Word.
It went like this: breaking, first popping, then breaking. So late '70s, it became popping.
Mm-hmm.
Then in early '80s, it went into breaking, and then we used to call it bugging out.
Okay.
And then, like in the clubs, we used to call it bugging out. And then we used to do the Weibo. A lot of the breakers used to do the Weibo partying in the clubs.
Word.
So it went Weibo, Lofton, then house.
Okay.
So just like that. Like that. So when popping, breaking, Weibo, Lofton, and then house got created out of, well, it wasn't created here, but it started forming here. Yeah, like again, trickled down.
Word.
So, and as far as the battling goes, in b-boying, like when breaking first came out, they wouldn't even let us have circles in clubs. Because they were like, oh, they're fighting. No, before a fight breaks out, because they didn't know what it was. They didn't understand it. And this is when hip hop's first coming out, before when a couple records like that, like Rap is the Light or whatever, just started coming out. So then they started hearing more about hip hop and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It was still in the early forms,
Are there, at the time, if we go back like we're saying as this is starting to develop, are there dancers in the scenes, New York and Boston, that you guys, obviously your brother and stuff, but were there other people that were big names that were starting to be kind of like the builders, the crafters of the culture kind of thing, or was it just
big
kind of
names?
like
Just the word
shit
big
happening?
I think y'all have big names because y'all have YouTube and stuff y'all can research.
Mm.
I think wherever people came from, they had big names in their town.
It
You know what I'm saying?
depended where they. It was more like, it wasn't like, it was like in Boston, like almost every other block there was like crews.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Little
Word.
cliques of crews, breaking
Word.
crews. You know what I mean? And same thing with poppers. Like you could have a popper on every block or every because
That's
you
dope.
you go from like Mattapan.
We need that.
Yeah,
back.
we're talking Mattapan, Dorchester, South End,
Yeah.
Roxbury.
The bridge.
And I'm in Cambridge. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, like any one of those cities on any block, you could have found somebody that was nasty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if they wanted to test you, they would.
Word.
And it wasn't. A lot of people knew, like, when they went to block party. There was a lot of block parties.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So. This was before, like, we're talking about under 21 clubs, so a lot of places they wouldn't let us in out here. You know what I mean? So we'd go to block parties, or we'd go, like, the Kite Festival. They'd have, stuff like that, festivals that they have out here. Or anywhere they'd have, some people would just set up there in a park and just set up their DJing equipment, and people come out and, start partying, you know what I mean? And then people would just come and get down,
Word.
Like they used to do it at the Boys Club out in Boston, I used to hear about the Boys Club,
Yeah.
And, but yeah, like, as far as, like I said, as far as battling going, when it started going to clubs, they started having under 21 clubs.
Word.
And, on Lansdowne Street, like Illusions, Metro, Spin-Offs, a lot of roller skating rinks, you know what I mean? They would, like, turn certain nights into
They had
club
roller
nights.
skating rinks on Lansdowne?
Oh yeah, you know where Jillian's is?
Yeah.
That was Spin-Offs.
Oh,
that was a
tight.
roller skating ring before it was a pool.
Oh, that makes sense. That's why the bottom is kind of.
See how it's all wood
like a
floors
bowl,
and everything?
yeah.
Yeah, so
That's dope.
Spin-Offs on Friday night was the roller skating ring. And then on Saturday nights it was Dance Factory. So,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when, like, the first, like, rappers that came down, Run DMC was the first rap group to come down there, and stuff like that. Yeah, it was crazy. They did the Hard Times and Sucker MCs, And,
Yeah, so it's like you were saying, building off in New York, you had the same thing. Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Long Island,
Word.
Jersey. You have to go further out in New York, Jersey, Connecticut. All of them would come down, and that's just a basic borough. But then you got the insides, and South Side, say Queens, you got South Side, Queensbridge, Hollis, Cambridge Heights. You know what I'm saying? All these little places got dope dances. So and then you come to Brooklyn, you got Williamsburg, you got Myrtle Ave, you got all these places. Myrtle Projects, you know what I mean? Sorry.
Yeah.
You got all these places that got dope dances. So it's like you can't. You was dope in your project, so you was dope in your area, and so the beautiful thing was, who else is dope? Okay, let's go see that. You know what I'm saying? So when the YouTube came in, it was even better because YouTube, you was like, oh, so you was those cats I heard about back in the day. Well, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people I heard was nice. So when YouTube came out, I was like, well, now let's get it.
Can you give us a couple names?
I don't want to do that.
Was there anything that...
I'll give you some names.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
I mean, I'll say crews. I won't say specific dances.
Okay.
But
Just, people that people can look up and stuff like that.
I was with Floor Lords. Then there was the Funk Effects, which was Billy and Bobby's crew. You know what I mean? Then you had Unique Dominoes, which was Floor Lords' rivals.
Word.
You had Spin City Rockers, which was around down near Dorchester area way. What else? Let's see. Boston City Breakers.
Oh yeah.
They had them,
Word,
which was Act One's crew and all them.
It's a lighter touch.
But like I said, so that's some of the b-boy crews right there.
Those are names.
There was New York City Puppeteers.
Yeah.
There was like I said, the Robinauts, who was from Cambridge.
You said 91 is the first time you went to NY. 90.
Yeah, around then I went with the Floor Lords.
When did you guys meet?
Back to back, it was 97, right?
Something like that.
Okay.
97.
Been-
Disco
been
Dave
years,
from
right?
New York. I met that time that I went to Manhattan Center. I met Disco Dave, who's an OG popper from New York, legend.
Dave.
And what happened was he when I first saw him, he was sitting on Manhattan what's that where's the Rocksteady reunion at in Manhattan, that building. Why can't I think of it right?
See that? No distant Rocksteady.
No, I'm just having brain fracas.
You saw the face, like, just coming from Queens, it's like, you get where I'm coming from? I don't want to be case sensitive. No,
well, it's
much
not,
love Kenny and all that, because I'm cool with Kenny and all.
But
it's like,
it's not Manhattan Center.
Name.
Manhattan Center, that's what it was.
Manhattan Center. I was going to say that.
Yeah,
you say dynamic or something, like, oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was trying to think of it was center or,
Absolutely.
stadium or whatever, but it was Manhattan Center.
Word.
And so I went there and he's sitting out front. and he's sitting on the step. He had mad dreads, and he had all gold fronts, and I was like, yo, and I said to him, I was like, yo, you look like Wu-Tang, man. He was like, yeah, you know, I know all these guys, you know what I mean? I grew up with them too, and so like we were kicking it, you know what I mean? And then later on, we became friends. We went to the Bronx, and we were in the Skate Key, and that's where they had Back to Mecca from New York City Breakers and all them through. But they had a bunch of legends in the house, Rocksteady, everybody was in there.
Word.
So that's when the Electric Boogaloo's came. So what happened was we're just chilling, like they had a contest and stuff, and then Dave's like, yo, I want you to meet Brian Green. Brian Green, this is Shallow from Boston, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, we hit it off, we kicked it.
Yeah, I was gonna smoke.
And this is when Brian, this is when Brian told me about his event, the House Dance Conference.
Word.
You know, so, and he was like, yo, you should come to my event. You know, everyone's going to be after. Unfortunately, we just got through doing a show in New York, so we had to get back to Boston. But we kept in touch. We exchanged numbers, and we always kept in touch. And then finally, not too long ago after that, I came down and it came to his event, you know what I mean? And then we just, like I said, we just built a friendship, you know?
Down.
Yeah. Yeah, this story, want me to tell this story?
You can't, I don't care.
Alright, it's crazy, like, because, you know, I was working like 9 to 5, blah, 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 so, but the conference would be on a Thursday night a lot of times, so I was like, man, you know, I work, blah, blah, blah. You know, he was like, nah, alright, cool, you know, no problem. But then what he did was, he rented a car, drove to Boston, picked me up, drove me to New York, so I could, like, get down at the conference and see what the atmosphere was like and everything.
That's respect.
Got down all night, and then he drove me all the way back to Boston, and then drove back to New York.
Y'all hear that?
That is crazy, bro.
Culture, y'all.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's when you know somebody's like, yo, I really want you to check this out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not too many people would
You
do
gotta
that.
build. Yeah, that's,
You know?
that's, you know, we wouldn't have the culture we have without people like that doing stuff like that and building like that.
And also, Shallow's mad gifted, so it's like, I love gifted dancers. That's the thing right here.
Yeah.
I don't care what they are, what color, whatever background they are. If you gifted, I'm trying to have everybody come together and see what's going on, you know?
Yeah, it was dope, man. It was like a family atmosphere. And when I tell you, like, the talent that was in there, I mean, all styles. House, b-boying,
And you guys,
popping, locking.
most of you guys do all styles at this time, like
There's
the
no such
average
thing as
person,
all styles,
like each style, different styles.
Ladies
I
and
should
gentlemen, no one can do all styles of dance. No one. We do
Bomb.
many styles, yes.
Yeah.
We can do all styles.
Was the majority of the dancers there doing multiple styles? Is the question I should ask.
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, at
Was
least
it
three.
common?
At least three
It was
styles.
common?
Yeah, at least three. The common three.
You got popping, you had
Popping,
people
locking.
breaking and housing,
Yeah.
and locking.
Yeah.
You know,
You
and
had
then
that-
you had your Vogers, you had your Whackers.
Right, yeah.
You know, they had their own ciphers and stuff.
People
The sick,
hustle,
the sick
you know,
part about
Right.
it is that the talent was so big.
Yeah.
There was like breaking over here,
At the same
popping
joint.
over here, locking. Like
man.
there was all these ciphers, you know, and then sometimes everybody would just mixing
in the
and
middle, yeah.
matching,
Yeah.
jumping in everyone else's circle, like depending on what the music was being played.
Word.
You
How
know?
do you guys feel looking at? I don't know much about the that kind of scene right now, but we have things specifically called like the all style scene or this or that. Is that something you guys are like happy to see? How do you feel about that versus what you saw growing up? Like, what is that? What kind of thoughts is that evoking you guys?
It would be nice if they studied more.
I like that.
You
I
know?
didn't even hear the question. I'm sorry.
Well, how you feel about the
Because
old style?
I was still thinking about the whole
I'll
cipher.
say it
of
like
the concept.
this.
Like, how do you
like,
think about the
for
old
me,
style thing?
I don't care what you do. Like
Right.
whatever style you
Sure.
call it, whatever you want. But as Brian was just saying, my issue is that here's this person. They're like, "Well, I'm an all styles dancer," and I'm like, "You look real mediocre at a lot of stuff." So what Brian just said was, "I wish they would study more." So
Like,
it's
well,
like,
don't claim to be an authority.
Yeah, that part.
And if you can pop and
Oh,
you
my
pop and your
goodness.
house is kind of whack, like get your house where you're popping it.
Yeah, see, that's what
That's
they
all.
do in Boston. Like, they'll have an all styles, and they'll play a song where they have to dance that style. And like you said, if they're not that great at it, they'll fall into their If I'm a b-boy,
Comfort
I'm gonna
zone.
b-boy
Yeah.
to it. If I'm a
Word.
popper, I'm gonna go into pop. So it's
Survival.
kind of watered
Yeah.
down. You know what I mean?
Word.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there's a handful of few
Yeah.
people that can really do
Word.
that can do decent stuff in each
Studiers.
style. And
Yes.
yeah, but
Yes.
like I said, most of it, like that's what they do. They
Yeah.
fall into their. If they're a crumper, they'll fall into their crump style. If they can't house really,
Right.
or
Yeah.
Do some
you know.
sloppy house.
Right,
some
right,
sloppy
you know,
popping.
How would you like to see that?
well, it's like you
What
said.
advice would you give toward that?
Well, in all fairness to the younger generation, because the club scene now is horrible. And I'm only speaking for Boston. I can't.
No,
It's
New York City,
terrible.
Because you gotta understand,
New York,
they played a lot
DJs
of
are
they
whack.
played a
right
lot
now.
of R&B and hip hop.
Be on point.
They played a
sir.
lot of R&B, old school hip hop, and new rap, and you know, now it's all techno now. It's like, and it's not even really house. It's like techno. It's like a lot of people are just going to these clubs and bars, and they're just going to get their drink on and just standing around. So it ain't even really much dancing no more. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. It's just like it's a different era now.
And,
Word.
You know?
what's crazy, even though your clubs are whack, most of them, y'all have YouTube. Y'all have all this stuff. Y'all
All
can
the-
rewind.
Yeah.
Y'all can rewind skills.
What?
You can rewind them.
You can
100
watch
times.
Japan.
Yeah,
you
we-
can watch
20 times.
Africa
We didn't
right
have-
now.
We didn't have that.
any of that.
We had the skills that's in your face.
Yeah.
You better
Yeah.
figure it out now.
Yeah,
Word.
you found out on the
Word.
spot what somebody
Yeah,
had.
skills,
I
right?
guess that, you know, maybe
Y'all
they
can
have too
rewind
many
skills.
resources.
You may hear
right
about a
now.
person, but you won't know what they have until they got
Right.
in front of you. You know what I mean?
Word.
Y'all can rewind skills. Wait, even slow it down.
Pause.
Slow it, pause it. What? Y'all should be so much nicer.
They got AI now.
But the only and again, like I was saying, in all fairness about the club scene's different now. Like but the vibe is too.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I
you're
mean?
saying kind of the leaders, facilitators are more to blame than the youth. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Like for instance, a lot of these dances like that are like that go into circles and stuff like that. Like in the
I was gonna say
80s,
blame,
I'm speaking
but-
for the 80s in Boston. And I'm sure Brian will be similar to this because we discussed this before.
Yeah.
Is that we'd show off in a circle or we'd get down battling saying because we want to know who the best was. But when that was done, you find a girl and go party with a girl.
That's it.
And that's where you got to learn how to dance. And that's where these
Absolutely.
different housing came out or grooving
Yeah.
or what was I saying? What was the other thing I called it? Well, it was all party dancing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Social
Yeah,
dance.
social
Yeah,
dance,
it was all stuff that you
You can't
dance
dance
with a
with a
girl.
girl. What
that
you going to the club for?
yeah, but that's when you start
Yeah.
dancing all these
Show
different.
off.
This is where a lot of b-boys would start housing.
Yeah.
They would like start, and that again is that's a lost. That's lost right now with.
Yeah.
They can't dance
So
with
kind
girls
of,
now,
yeah,
or they
very
don't.
different hat.
Or they,
Dancing
even
with
if they go
people.
to jams or contests, they don't mingle with each other. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always like just the guys getting in a circle and then just
Violent.
just talking after. It's like, and then the
Cypher.
girls are standing around. They'll jump out there and do their thing. Now you get the B girls and everything, but nobody's like mixing and matching and like vibing with each other. You know
The
what I mean?
two-step is a technique now. The two-step. To take a girl, the two-step is a technique now.
Be,
I'm not even touching that.
technique. Two-step is difficult
Oh,
now.
man.
be,
I'm
hon-
serious.
be
It's
honest.
too
Be
difficult
honest
now.
with you. I
Two-step
learned
is
how to
difficult.
party dance before I learned how to pop.
Of course, got
Word.
to.
I was in like 7th, 8th grade, and I was listening to like Funkadelic and all that.
Of course.
And it's like they were doing the white boy, the two-step. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know the dance, the white
Of
boy?
course.
Yeah, so, and obviously I grew up in an all African-American area. They were like, we're not making fun of you. This is the dance. This is what they call it. And started showing it to me. That's what I learned the first thing. No, not that this one, when they go like the white boy.
Yeah.
And, they had
There's
their
so many ways you can
the
do it.
Carlton.
Yeah. And
To
they
make
had,
fun of it.
and they had,
Carlton.
but
Not
that's
even
what,
a Carlton, Eddie Murphy.
but that's what
Making
they
fun
called
of
it, the white boy.
Okay.
And you know how like you go to like them grammar school parties and they have the K-Tel record players and guy thinks that whoever got the most records they bring them in and you start partying to it and that's what it was like. I learned that before popping.
Word.
You know what I mean? And it was like then popping like when I'd battle people it was like it would go from you know, then butt spins came out, so you'd be balanced on popping, so we'll go down and do a butt spin. I'm like, damn, now I got to learn that. You know what I mean? So that's why I started getting into breaking, because it went from then the butt spin, the back spin, and the windmills, and then head glides, and then tracks, and then flares came out, and swipes.
As you see movement or something that's inspiring to that competitive point, do you go out and try to, you're trying to just learn that on your, like, do your version of it, or are you trying to be like, I can do that, or are you trying to...
Look, you had to do your version. If you saw something you like and you did it just like someone else, and you bid someone's stuff, you get beat up for that.
Back in the day,
real bad. Now it's like it's like accepted.
It's
now.
fun
normal now.
Which
it's
I mean, and that's
it's
from YouTube. Like I was like Brian was saying, they're rewinding stuff, fast forward, rewind it.
Oh,
and they get it, but then they don't
20
change
times.
it around.
But the key is they're not changing it.
Yes,
that's the thing. They're not
Keyword.
There's nothing wrong with imitation, but then it's go home, study, change it.
Word.
You know,
I would always say, don't show it to me till you did something. With
right. Nobody want to see themselves.
It's always
right.
It's great to be inspired by someone, but you always got to have your own flavor, man.
Dope,
you know,
dope.
And that's another lost cause. Like again, different eras now. You know what I mean?
Word.
It's like people took that very seriously back in the day. You work 5 hours to make up a move, and then you go to show it in front of people.
I take it seriously today, right now.
No, but I'm saying everybody don't. You know?
Yeah.
Can we pause 1 second?
So that's why I'm done with y'all. I want to go party now.
So, you were saying you get to the club, this is kind of gonna open up with, like, we kind of set up the cipher, we get busy, and then we party.
If you go to a club and there's 4 crews that are break B-boys,
a lot of eyeballs,
or if there's like 5 poppers in there, yeah, oh yeah, and you know, and there's 5, or say like 5 poppers that are in there, they're all nasty, and they're all in a big circle.
Word.
They want to know. They want to say, "Yo, all right, what's up?"
Word.
You know, and then you could see who fell off.
I missed that, man.
You know what I mean?
Garbage.
That's what I mean by like the whole vibe and everything. Now all they got is contests.
Too many people had names back in the days as garbage.
Oh, like who? Like
who? Not doing that.
I'm not even gonna take it there right now. He's bringing me to a whole another.
We're gonna need y'all to comment and say, like who.
Even though Brian wasn't the battle type, a friend of mine came on Instagram not too long ago. We did a thing with me and Oz, and a friend of mine, David from way back, came on. It's like, yo, Brian used to smoke mad people. A lot of people say, I was like, I never smoked nobody. They would come after me, and Brian would smoke it. But then what bothers me, coming from a more white area, there wasn't many dancers, I can't stand hearing about quote unquote OGs and legends from back in the day, and your skills look like New G and fables. You know, the legend is a fable, right? It looks like a fable, like a tale.
Word.
I'm like, I thought you was nice. Are you garbage? All that talking. You got your nice suit on. You got your graph on your back. You got the posing right and all that. And then you get down, it's like garbage. You know what I'm saying? So that's live what you say. Some people know, when you garbage. Your mother told you, or somebody told you.
Oh, you're nice.
Your mother told you, or somebody told you. Somebody told you it's garbage. But you just, especially when rocking came back and people was trying to figure out. Well, I'm not naming names. Almost gave it away though. But when rocking came back and freestyle came in and people said the Webo, and definitely did some judge judge demos with certain rockers.
Okay.
And Brian's premiering house. And I would get the ear. Well, I go back to 1969 and this gang and that gang, and I'm like, just shut the fuck up and play the music.
You're ready to go.
Play the music.
You want to go.
Piggyback. Piggyback on what he's saying. Now, mind you, this is to the young guys, I'm saying, the young kids. I understand there's a lot of the OGs was like, I used to get down, I used to do this, I used to do that. You need to respect them for what they started.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay? They may not be able to do it now, a lot of guys. You know what I mean? But you got to understand, you wouldn't be doing it without them.
Right. But don't hate. But then also don't get tricked by the ones that say they was there. and the skills never was. This is the point here. There's a lot of people piggybacking off of people who were there. And be like, yo, I was in the Roxy too in 1980. Okay, we didn't talk about the person next to the person dancing. We're talking about the one dancing.
That part.
But this part is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people doing that.
Yep.
And to you young cats,
The grappling
is
hook.
that
Yeah, be careful. Kids, don't be afraid to put on that music.
Press play.
You get down, press play. If you stop dancing, there still should be an essence there. Something should be there that you used to be able to dance. Something. If it's not there, kids, run. Get up.
And the other thing is that to you young kids, the ones that have the names and that got a big name and all that, and they're still young, you're supposed to be doing that at this age.
That's right.
We all
So
do.
longevity.
Yeah.
That's how you build your legacy.
That's right.
Longevity in these dances.
That's right.
You've been dancing 2 years and you're 18. You're supposed to be good.
Yes, you're supposed to.
But talk to me in 20 years from now. Are you still dope?
You're gonna be about 3,000.
Then you're saying something.
By then.
Shallow and Brian is basically crippled now and still smoking.
You heard? You heard?
You know,
I'm near 60 now.
So,
Yeah,
like I
heard.
said, for the OGs that are out there, that you know at one point you saw them on videos getting busy and doing their thing.
That's different, yes.
Respect them,
For sure.
and you know, for what they did and what they brought to the culture.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If it's your time now to do it, then you're supposed to carry on the torch.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So please, don't disrespect them, because this is why they don't like to teach anybody, any of you young guys, anything from that era, because you guys ain't appreciating what they started. You know? So, you know, let's bring
And then
that together a little bit.
And then
you know?
really support them by having organizers get them to judge. A lot of y'all, we had this conversation yesterday. A lot of y'all are actually going for judges that don't dance and never did dance and never could dance well. While you have these older dancers who probably can't dance as well as they used to, but they know the full dance style. Y'all should want to get judged by that. Support people that y'all know really know the truth. Because if you don't, then you're going to live the lie.
And
You don't support the truth, you live the lie.
don't forget to pick their brain either.
Yes.
Because believe me, even though like they be thinking, some of them will be like, oh, like, you know, they don't want to be bothered. They love to have questions asked from the youth and saying, yo, what do you think will help me? You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to ask while they're still alive. Don't wait till they're gone and say, yo, you know what? I should have asked them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Too
Ask
late.
them now while they're alive, when you can pick their brain, and if it's going to help you get better in any part of the dance or any dance, please do it.
And also, don't take them personal. Gotta remember, they grew up from a harder edge.
Different era.
They grew up battling and fighting over dancing, fighting over sneakers, fighting over everything. And so when y'all come to them with a certain tone, they may answer y'all back where it seems harsh, but that's how they had to live. Listen to the message, not the volume. Listen
Remember,
to the message,
there
not the
wasn't
delivery.
that many contests back then. It was dance, fight after maybe, and either they became friends or they became enemies.
Yep.
So it was a harsh era.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So appreciate what you guys got now, but respect what they did then.
Of course. You wouldn't have it.
Brian, I heard you. You were talking about
Why
enterprising.
is his voice so low? It just sounds like the next interview.
That's for the ladies, man. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
So, how would you advise a younger dancer or a dancer building their name and things of that nature? How would you advise these guys, and inshallah, I'd like to hear you as well, on how to build their repertoire and kind of business model?
That's a good question for you,
Okay.
because I know you'll have so much to say.
Yeah,
about it.
mind state
That's
perspective.
a perfect question for the right person.
Just this business is very big. So this was talked about yesterday. The more versatile someone is in dance styles, the more options y'all have, and also the more versatile y'all are, the more you don't have to bend and lean like y'all hear on the media, how people have to bend and lean certain ways the business wants them to have. You can go where you want to go. So if y'all study, like, say, 7 different street dance styles, y'all have 7 different options to make money off of that. And then also not taking things too personal in this business and learning how to stay together and find people that are on the same mission statement as y'all. And also realizing to study other techniques and different dance styles so it makes y'all a better teacher. So you have different jobs in this business. You can be a dancer, you can be a teacher, you can be a dance choreographer, can be a stage director, can be a dance coach, can be an administrator in dance. You do so many different things in dance if y'all really study and be very versatile and always keep the eyes to the industry and the street and knowing how to monopolize what's going on in honesty, not in lies and deceit. And also plan ahead. So if y'all want to do this the rest of your life, maybe start off a dancer. But then take choreography classes or take classes in school about what choreography is. So that then when the dancing gets tired for y'all, you can start choreographing. Or when you love to dance and you want to choreograph, you do both.
You said mission statement. Can you explain that for these guys?
So a mission statement being if you want to do this the rest of your life, right?
Word.
Got to think the body is going to have wear and tear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So if you're thinking wear and tear, think about what now changes. So if the legs go down, you need to know how to use your hands. You need to know how to write. That means getting into teaching, getting into writing books, learning how to do curriculums, know how to do certifications, know how to do diplomas, right? Learn how to do different things that make people think in academia.
So it's not just winning contests, you're saying?
Definitely not.
And that's why it's important to know your history.
Yes.
You know, from where it started to where you can take it to.
Yes. Yes. Winning contests back in the day was a way to start working. It wasn't
get
work.
Your foot in the, get your foot in the door, right?
Right. It wasn't work. So you have people who did contests and you have people who just got, for example, we talking about the clubs. So Shallow said earlier before when the camera was off, you know, if y'all smoked one of the better dancers in the club, that's how you got the girls. But then to add to that, also that's how artists saw you and picked you up. You know, they picked you up to background dance for them. Now we talking money.
Word.
Right? So, for example, for Shallow, I'm sure too, and for myself, definitely got picked up in club by artists. Kill the Circle. And they were like, ooh, can you dance for me? And so now, you got to start thinking business. Where I can get that one. So now, Brian was on the club hunt. Brian would go to clubs, do out everywhere and smoke people. And just not battling, y'all. Smoke is different. I would see who was nice, kill the circle, saw an artist was looking. Get that job.
You weren't even talking about battling. You were just talking about representing.
That's it. That's it. But I would definitely look for the dopest person in there and take over that circle because I knew the artist would be looking, you know, and
well, you would want to know where you stand anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyone that wants to push himself, they if you don't try and go against the best,
that's it.
You know, you're never going to know where you stand.
Word.
You know?
Also, not only did you get a job for the artist, you also got him free to the club. They would let the clubs would know that's the better dancers, and so people coming to watch them, let them in the free to the club. There's so many perks that a lot of the new kids ain't seeing today because you're only doing contests and then you're going home.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about the contest thing. It's funny
bro.
you said that because it's like, look, don't take these contests so seriously. It's one round or it's like 30 seconds. It's like, you know, you can't see someone's real talent in one round. You know what I mean? And some people, you got to understand, these people judging you on one round, they might not even be better than you, the person you're going against, but they might have just one gimmick or whatever that they just make people go, oh, wow, he won. Doesn't mean he's better. Doesn't mean you suck. It just means it's a contest, man. The real thing is in the circles when you really get down, face the pro, and you have to go 10 rounds with somebody, and then you say, all right, who's running out first? Who's repeating? That's when you know who got more skills.
That part.
So please, kids, don't go by these contests. And I'm going to say this really bothers me.
Let's go.
When these young kids go to contests and you lose in the contest and you leave the jam after you lose.
Crazy.
That is whack.
Yeah.
You're
because
nobody now.
the part outside the contest is the culture.
Right.
That's how you meet people. That's how you build bonds and everything. By vibing in a circle, chilling, getting to know people as a person. Contest, you can't do that.
Right.
You know?
Word.
So don't take this shit so seriously.
And then if you really want to bring it to the person in the contest, you can bring it in after the contest. If you want to bring it in the circle, then you can find out if you really have better skills. Like, however you want to go about it.
So did you guys see contests from the very beginning?
We
or
didn't
did
have
that-
contests in Boston. We had, I'll be honest with you, in all the 80s through Boston, b-boying and popping, how many contests? Probably one. One.
How did that come in? Where did that
We
come
were in a gym, and it was like 3 or 4 crews in there. We were all like, we were going to battle. So they were like, why don't we have a contest? You know what I mean? And it was like, we didn't even have no one to judge it or not. It was just, we had to all judge each other, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was the start.
The way you want, that's why I said when you battled back in the day, the crowd would be like, tell you who won.
Word.
Like, no, you lost, friend. You know what I mean? That's it. Go home. You got to give it up.
Word.
And like you said, man, you know,
culture don't lie.
Either two things happened from battles back in the day. You either fought after because you just dissed the shit out of me and embarrassed me in front of all these people, and I gotta quit now. So now I just want to beat your ass. Or two, you became good friends, and then you became friends for life.
Yeah,
Word.
You know, that's what happened a lot of times.
Was the majority of the spectators, like today we could go to the gym, most of the audience, maybe they break, maybe they just kind of, was the majority of the audience people that were maybe same skill level-ish as the crews, or were they
were people that were judging you, they knew what they were looking at.
So
and then you had
meant a lot.
They're the culture.
Then you had different kinds of b-boys. You had b-boys that flied up, belt buckle, Sherlins, whatever, Kangos, Gazelles, whatever. You know what I mean? And then you had b-boys that got down on the floor. You know what I'm saying? You could still be a b-boy and dress like a b-boy, but you just didn't get in the circles and
What's
stuff.
the Gazelles? The glasses?
Yeah, the ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the other thing. Now that I brought that up, fashion in these contests. What are you guys wearing?
Yo.
What are you wearing? I'm like, some of you guys are dressed like lumberjacks, man. You know what I mean? It's like, look, you used to have to dress fly to, like, if you looked good, you were gonna dance good. That, you know what I mean?
That's why I don't go sometimes. Why you dressed like that? I'm like, why are you dressed like that?
Look, back in the day,
what are you talking about?
Back in the day, if some of the stuff, some of these guys wore what they wear now in contests, wouldn't even get allowed in the circle.
You couldn't even get allowed in the club.
Yeah.
Y'all heard?
Club you couldn't get in.
So you guys gotta, some of you, I'm not saying all, some of you guys gotta, dude, that's a very big part of the culture, especially b-boying and popping and everything.
Now, do you think that,
and honestly, in house, yes, because I don't know about house. You had to dress up to get in the house club back in the day. The way y'all dress in house,
rules.
Yeah, the way y'all dress in house now, look like you're going jogging or something.
Yeah,
like
they go to the gym.
I don't want to see you looking like you got your shirt from the workshop. Like,
you just picked it out the garbage.
Yeah, bro. At least wash it off.
That's crazy.
Let's go. Like, what y'all doing?
Yeah, no.
Yo, I want to jump back about kind of not. So let me ask this. How would you advise people when we're thinking of all these different styles that are connected to our street dance, freestyling and everything? How would you advise people to be able to be well versed in different styles, but also well developed in each of those styles? Like, where's the difference between, like, okay, I got all these styles, but like,
I thought
he answered all that.
we started, but we kind of like.
No, because remember we went into the whole. You said they got to take classes and all that other stuff.
Go definitely get in the circles with people better than you. For sure. Definitely get in the circles with people y'all call OGs and legends. Like, don't be afraid of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the best way to learn the skills of teachers is to get in the circles with them, because they only teach you rudiments and exercises in the class.
Yeah.
Don't mean get in their face, but definitely get in the circles with them. You know, and if they're a real teacher and they don't want to get down with y'all, then that's not a real teacher.
Something you said before too about taking classes that.
Taking classes, sure.
That he said don't take classes that.
Don't take classes that are easy. Take classes that are difficult.
Because he says, why would you pay for a class that you already know something?
It's garbage.
Yeah.
You're not going to learn anything.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just donate. Just donate.
Which is cool, but like
it's cool to donate, yes,
but
but
like
don't take classes that's just too easy for you, unless it's the gimmick and you're down with a certain company, you know, and that's how you do your business. But if you go into classes where you can do it, you just wasting money, you know.
So what else you got?
what's as you look at, you guys have both been all over the globe. As you look at the current dancers that are like active, the currently active dancers right now, what is something that you would like to see more of, or some advice that you would give all of those guys?
We said that earlier, practice.
But I mean, in the sense of like developing the overall scene, like building with others, sharing their stuff.
He said that we both said it. Support each other. Support the older dancers, and then also support yourselves. Like, and just it's all about support, financially, mentally, physically, verbally, spiritually, medicinally. Support each other. That's the most important part. Is people not supporting each other. They're looking at each other like generations, but it's like, okay, generations just means an age difference.
Yeah.
But it's the same dance style.
Mm-hmm.
So support it from the beginning of its birth until up to where you are. Don't just support your little different types of people, you know, that you do that's been doing it for the years you've been doing it. Support the whole culture, the whole thing.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Mm-hmm. Shallow kind of said it earlier though.
Yeah. I want to like squeeze those words out for these people. When we talk about like rhythm changes and stuff, you're well known for, I don't want to say you're well known for fast steps, but your ability to change rhythms.
You're fast, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, listen.
Fast, not for
How would you, and I kind of know the answer to this, especially having taken your class, but for people listening, how would you advise people on the balance between like being able to be fast, being able to change speeds, and just having like patterns and steps that you do?
Don't think of the word balance. Think of the word learning.
Say that one more time.
Don't think of the word balance. Think of the word learning.
Learning.
And growing.
Word.
Yeah, that's it. Think about growing. Learn as much as you can. Learn about music composition, music theory. Try to work with bands and try to open the ear and open the mind to different rhythm patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Keeping it short.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Are there any things you think that you commonly see in us as younger generations that you consistently see us misunderstanding?
Stop all the damn accents. How many accents can you hit that come back the same time in music all the time? Stop all the accents. Stop clapping for these accents. It's all the same accents. Anyway, I don't care how many times you hit an accent. Can you get past accents?
Oh yeah, well that's a good point. Like, and I'll say on the pop and chip, but this goes for everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when someone just goes out, when they loop a beat, and we call it beat freaking.
Mm-hmm.
When you beat freak the beat, and someone goes, oh, they start screaming. You're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
That's your job in the dance that you're doing.
That's the
Every
basics.
dance.
That's the
Exactly. It's
Mm-hmm.
the basic thing that you should be doing. It's like, but what are you doing at the time that you beat freak it? Like what type of combination or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like just don't go like I'll give you an example, going like bat, bat, boom, bat. Oh my God!
That's how the contest be looking.
I know, it's like it's so corny. It's like, my God, you're supposed to do that.
Yeah. Ooh, you finally caught that beat that's been repeating for two minutes. You finally caught those accents.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, it's like gotta get a little more creative than that.
You finally caught it in your shoulders. You didn't even do a trick.
Yeah.
You see a lot of rhythms, a lot of common rhythms.
Or they'd be like, con. Oh my God, you caught it. You knew that song back.
Speaking of that, there's nothing more I can't stand is when I see someone going, and then they fall and they catch themselves and they get up and they go, like they meant to do that. You know what I mean? It's like, look, if you fall off balance, I don't care you saying that's not boogaloo. Okay, if you kick your leg out and you hop twice to the side on one leg because you got to catch yourself.
Is that the jerk?
Oh my! It's like that is not funky. It's not dope.
I'm gonna go this way off the camera.
You caught yourself from falling. That's it. And that has nothing to do with boogaloo. I'm just saying the dance. Period.
Word.
You know, when someone does a fast wave and they do a hip roll and they like stop themselves from falling, and it's like,
the rolls are taking over the
and then
world.
people scream for that, like that's dope. No, it's not. You're making ugly movement.
Egg roll.
You were speaking on being at a jam and practicing off in the corner.
Oh, yes, this is the best. Please, when you guys go to a b-boy jam, don't just sit there and sit on the floor and all you guys just start practicing like you're at your gym doing curls or something. It's like, dude, you're there to get down.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Don't you know, I can't stand that.
Yeah.
It was unheard of to practice with another crew back in the day. It would never happen. Never happen.
Word.
You know what I mean? It's like you go to a gym to dance and represent your crew and your skill. It's like you go there and sit on the floor and you're like, oh, you know what? You do a windmill. I'll do a windmill. You do a head spin. I'll do a head spin. It's like, it's not practice. It's a jam. It's an event. Go and rep your style. Go and represent your crew. You know what I mean? It's not a practice spot. Like you're in somebody's hallway or something.
How would you, Brian, if somebody said, I'm some guy walking and I said, oh, you dance, what do you do? How would you phrase that? People are going to say, oh, he's this house dancer, he's this freestyle dancer. Are those the words that you...
Bring along your friend.
What'd you say, Shadow?
Bring along your friend, the dancer. That's from break.
Word.
They're just dancer.
So, like...
I would say gifted dancer, but dancer, yeah.
I mean, we're going to look at you like...
Actually, I would use the word versatile dancer.
Versatile dancer. So how do you, or why do you think, why would you say in the story that you're looked at as like a house pioneer in your life?
Oh, I'm not. It depends who you talk to.
Or did that...
It depends who you talk to.
When did that kind of become like, well, I know that was always an influence, all the dances and stuff.
I'll be honest, it depends who you talk to.
I'm talking to you.
No, I'm saying some people go. Some people go. Brian, the one who wax. Brian, who King of Hip Hop.
Word.
Brian Ken House.
You're just like I do all of it.
Well, not
people know me.
only that, you can't say it about yourself.
Right. I don't talk about
other people is the one that's
people
got to be able
yeah.
to say, oh, yo, he's a pioneer. He's he's an OG. He's a whatever.
Word.
You know what I mean? You can't be like, you know, I'm this.
I'm the guy.
No, you let your peers do that.
It depends when you see me. Because sometimes you see me in choreography classes.
Yeah.
It just depends on the mood.
Word.
You know? So that's where people know me as a versatile dancer.
And you
people
never,
just in the house will say that.
Kind of, you never focused mostly on a style. It was like play the music.
House only happens to be the focus because I was at the right time and the right age to have added something in that dance style that was monumental. But I've done other dance styles and put things in there. But house became the thing that became known because it was the era. Yeah. It was the era of while that was going on. But then what I did sneakily was later on in my career, you know, people saw me doing choreography jobs and people saw me, oh, he can tap. Or I held everything back, you know, longevity. So I just rode the wave. Yeah, I just rode the wave that was there. You know, the wave there was house. Word. House was a big thing, like late 80s, 90s. House was just like, everybody was trying to take from a house step. Word. And so I just rode that wave, and that wave went down, and now it's back up.
What would you say that you
rode that wave?
Having been through all of that, what do you appreciate about the dance scene in general today, the house scene, and what's something you'd also like to see added to it?
Why do you say the word appreciate? I don't like the word appreciate.
Cause I didn't want to just say, I didn't want to, so I was gonna say, what would you just like to see different, but I wanted to be nice about it.
Well, we said it earlier, take it seriously.
What does that mean?
Study seriously, study from, before all the people, before y'all died, learn the information correctly, you know? And
that's first, and then figure out what direction you want to go in.
Because it's crazy now to be at this age and these injuries and be at a certain place where you're like, wow, I can't do anything you used to do. But these kids is watching YouTube of y'all in 80s, 70s, 90s, and you're seeing them in the club regurgitating, doing what you used to do.
Mm-hmm.
And in your face about it, and you're like, okay, that was me in 1993. Okay, get out of my face. Like, you're never gonna get me to get any. You can't get an energy off a sloppy version of yourself.
Clap, clap.
All you're gonna do is it's almost like seeing your hair out of place. You're gonna go, I need to fix that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it looks like. So you're just like, nah, kids. Because I live in Texas now.
Okay.
And that happens quite often where people dance and they go, Brian, let's dance. I'm like, I'm not gonna dance when you look like somebody I know.
Yourself.
Yeah. Some people like those challenges, I guess. I don't like those headaches. Those are headaches. Like,
same.
Yeah. I had to make one person go. I made one dancer go, you watched the video of me in 1995. Yeah, but so what? You didn't do nothing for me. I said, you were watching me in 1995. How would I know that?
That's crazy.
And you're doing a sloppy version. I just did one get down, the person was like, oh, shoot. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, you know,
Word.
You're a headache, actually.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than seeing yourself in another body. But a bad version. At least do a good version. But a bad version, you know? So it's like, that's the biggest thing for I think any older dancer, you just kind of like, you want to pass the torch. You really do. You just want to go, hey, but then respect the history of it. Like, we had to work hard to come up with something different. You know, so now come up with something different, you know. Learn the basics, but come up with something different.
Not even that. If you're doing something that I did 5 years ago, it's like, don't you think you may want to change it a little bit?
A little bit. Is there anything you guys can advise us on as to how to do that? How do I find myself in this world of like choreography, all the like trendy BS out there? Like, how do I find myself? I'm a new dancer, or I've been here and I still haven't figured it out yet.
If you see somebody do this, right? Let's say this is a simple move, right?
Yeah.
Look how many things you got. And you got this side, you got that, you got that, you got that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got that. You got all those different variations you can do. Why are you going to do the exact same thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just think about all the different possibilities that are open to you. Right?
Word.
That's what you got to do. Think of different angles. If you see somebody do a move, think about how it would look turning. Think about how it would look jumping. Think how do something the person didn't do. Even if you like the move, you know, take the move somewhere else.
But you're asking what direction it's going to take you to?
No, he said how to make.
I'm just trying to give people some tools of like, how do I get
how to be different?
How do I be different? How do I be myself even?
How do you be yourself? Well, the first thing is to get off YouTube.
Hey.
And I'm not saying that it's okay to watch like different styles. It's a resource,
and stuff. Yeah, sure.
But I'm saying, but you can't. What a lot of people do now is that whoever's hot at the time, they try to imitate, and that's breaking, popping, everything. It's cool, and like I said, it's good it's okay to be inspired by somebody, but you have to change. You can't be doing what other people are doing. Right. Like I see so many times, like so many people try to dance like Pop and Pete. They try to dance like Jazz.
Pop and Pete, what's up?
You know, yes, respect, and I say this in all respect to both of them. You know what I mean? And it's cool to be inspired by somebody, you know, even learn from them, you know. But at some point, you have to find your flavor. You know what I mean? And you have to say, okay, I know he does it like this. You know what I mean? If I do it like this, Well, at least this is what you should be saying to yourself. If I'm doing it just like him, I'm not going to get respected.
There you go.
And I'm not going to get appreciated. So maybe I need to add this twist to it, and then people will say, "Oh, that's different from what he does."
That's it.
You know? But it's okay to say, "Well, Jazzy or Pete does it like this," but I put my little twist to it, so now it's mine.
Word.
You know what I mean? Because you're not doing it just like them, you know. But a lot of these kids, like, and from YouTube, they're saying that, "Oh, that's incredible." So now, you know what? At the next contest, I'm gonna do that.
Right.
And then it's like, why didn't they pick me? Because it's like everybody knows in the building whose move it is.
Right.
You know,
some judge is gonna be like, "Oh, I know that move."
And out of respect for the people, you shouldn't want to do their move.
Word.
Knowing it's theirs, you know.
Word.
Tell you what, pay them for it, and then they might let you do it in the contest.
And in that note, economic wisdom for dancers on BrianForwardGreen.com. Exactly, pay for the moves that you use.
What?
There you go.
That's an idea I made, because if you're gonna bite so much, pay for it. That's what you're gonna do. You know, that's what the point is. Hey,
and again, it's like,
it.
you know, show some, show appreciation to the people that inspire you. How about that? You want to stop there? How about all the dancers start there?
Yeah.
You see somebody that inspires you and you think is dope, pay them homage.
And again, economic wisdom for dancers on BrianForwardGreen.com. That's exactly what that does.
Absolutely.
It tells you to pay into, if you guys haven't read it, it's a financial plan for people who love creators, innovators, and gifted teachers. Pay into the people that you're learning from. Pay into them. If you use them moves for choreography, you use their moves for dance contests, if you use their moves for different freestyle shows, pay them. That's what you guys should read it.
Word.
The ideas are phenomenal. Certain people are already doing it, but it's saying, okay, you like what Boogaloo Sam does, and you want to copy it verbatim, and you made $500. Send them 50.
Done.
Not a big
Easy.
deal.
Perfect example, Sam. He's still alive. He's still active. It's like you guys should be running up to him and picking his brain. You
And
know
that's
what I
the
mean?
crazy part. You guys are accessible. You guys are not like, yeah, fuck you.
Just a DM away.
Yo.
It's a DM.
So on that note, we'll wrap up. I want to give you guys a quick opportunity. Is there anything else that you just would like to say to the culture, the community?
Stay white.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me. Lastly, for each of you guys, how?
But he even say what he had to
anything, my bad.
say. I'll just say, I'm just playing. Go ahead. Say what you had to
He
say.
gonna say stay black.
No, I said it. I said exactly.
See, he racist.
So
Okay, you want to say a shout out?
No, just I mean, respect to all the dancers out there, all the dancers in every style. You know,
dope.
if you do it for the love and you do it for the culture and you keep it real, it's like
Absolutely.
it's you get my respect.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Shout out. Economic wisdom for dancers on
Hey.
BrianForwardGreen.com.
Well, let's keep it going. How can people reach out to you guys, contact you? Is there websites, social media, all of that?
Okay.
Mine's is shorter. Well, obviously they got me on full. Everybody knows my full name. People know me as Shallow, but they know my on Facebook it's David Shallow.
Word.
On Instagram it's Shallow617.
Word.
BrianForwardGreen.com. That's where the economic wisdom for dancers is.
Word.
Brian Forward Green on Instagram, Street Dance Explain.bfg, Education.bfg, GiftedDancers.bfg, WorthAsDancers.bfg, WhatIsHouseDance.bfg, WhatIsNotHouseDance.bfg. They barely understand hello.com is where the online dance classes are.
Okay.
Oh, he got to be in the shot. You ever seen
That's
any
it.
person that got to be in the shot? Conceited.
So we appreciate. I appreciate my brothers here.
Cool.
You
He
guys.
didn't have to put his hand on me though, so that's
You know
assault.
what I'm
Just
saying?
letting y'all know. Go ahead.
We got so many styles and so many things.
Beyond
happening.
point.
I appreciate all of it,
Dave
you know,
Shallow.
but you have two people here that do so many things. These are the people that y'all need to reach out to. I know there's this guy and this girl and that girl. Respect the people that really know what they're doing. Reach out, learn what you're doing, and take it where you take it. I like to thank both of these brothers. Peace and love.
All right. See black and white together. Ebony and Ivory.
Peace.
Peace, y'all. Much love.
That was dope.